Hey, it's Mike with Riding in the Ozarks, and sorry about the background noise. I am in Sturgis for the 85th anniversary rally here, and of course, in the middle of Sturgis, Harley Davidson sneaked out a big press announcement. So maybe I shouldn't say they sneaked it out, but regardless, they dropped a press announcement. Sorry if the phone's a little shaky. I'm doing this all off my phone. I don't have good cameras with me other than like action cameras. But anyway, let's get into the important part. The German CEO, Jocken Zietz, is going to be out officially as president and CEO on October 1st, and a new guy is stepping in. Now, Yoken Zites will remain as like a senior advisor, whatever, or something for 6 months or whatever it's going to be, early to 2026, to make sure the transition is smooth. So he's still going to get a check for a little longer. I'm sure he wants his share of that HDFS buyout. But, he's already got a bunch of stock, so he's probably going to, keep that until this HDFS thing rolls around and see how that turns out before he cashes out, if he cashes out. And it's not real clear if he's staying on the board as a board member, but not the, chairman of the board. He's definitely not going to be the chairman of the board. The new guy is. So who's the new guy? Well, Artie Starrs. And I don't know anything about him other than what I've read in the press release. I'm going to try and not be too judgmental, but I was a little disappointed to see that the guy has no automotive industry or motorcycle industry experience from what I can tell. He came over from Top Golf, which merged with Callaway Golf a few years ago, and then now they're looking to split up, kind of in the middle of a divorce. It looks like that split's going to be delayed based off his leaving. They'll have to get a new CEO to kind of finish that process out. So I did do some research on it. I looked at Top Golf's stock performance for the last 4 years. This graph right here is 5 years, and he's been the CEO for like 4 years. So that's not real encouraging, I'm just going to say. But, I mean, that's not all necessarily within his control either. The economy's not been great. Golf is probably like motorcycles in a way, a luxury that maybe some people can afford when financially things are good, and when times are tough, maybe they don't go play golf. Maybe the golf game is suffering from the economy the same as the motorcycle industry is. So I'm going to try and withhold judgment. But before Top Golf, he was with Pizza Hut for like 10 or 11 years. And, again, that doesn't... I get being CEOs about surrounding yourself with good people and understanding what the options are, making good choices, and that the CEO doesn't make the micro level choices, but he has to say yay or nay to funding this project or pulling funding from that project and killing it and things like that. So they have a lot of control, and so hopefully this guy has really good instincts, listens to really good people there at Harley Davidson, and does the right things for the brand, and hopefully he can build a connection with the customer base. I think that has really been missing the last few years, and I think that is something Harley Davidson has to understand. And I hope the board of directors understands that, the CEO's got to, Harley Davidson's one of those brands where people care who the CEO is. People pay attention. Not everybody, but a lot of people do. And it's hurt Harley Davidson, I think, with the dealer network and with some of the consumers having a CEO that they didn't feel connected to. I don't think we'll ever get another Willie G, but it'd be amazing if we did. I got to meet Bill Davidson recently, and his daughter and some of that family at Harley Davidson Homecoming, and they're still involved in the corporation, but they're not running the show. They're not being in charge of the design, and they're getting out and doing stuff from a press standpoint. Like Bill Davidson did a tour through the Milwaukee Juneau Avenue facility with us and stuff, and that was really cool. But I think they need more of that. I think they need somebody here at Sturgis shaking hands and talking about motorcycles that consumers can connect with. That's something Willie G used to do, is come to the rallies and stuff. And he was the head of the company. So let's see if Artie Starrs shows up at Sturgis in the next couple of years, or where. I mean, Jocken Zietz was at Homecoming. I've seen him once or twice and met him. I don't know how public this new guy will be, but I hope that he finds a way to connect with the consumers, or he finds a person to put in that role, whether it's Bill Davidson or someone else that will help customers feel connected to the brand and have a voice and talk and look at motorcycles and maybe re-energize the enthusiasm about Harley Davidson as an iconic motorcycle company. I think one thing that's very important, that when Yoken started on as CEO, he had a plan to make Harley Davidson the most desirable brand in the world. And I was a little critical of that. I said they don't need to make it the most desirable brand. They make the most desirable motorcycle. Focus on the product, the brand will follow. And I hope Artie starts out that way. I hope he's focused on making the best products for those loyalists. And then, that'll draw everything else we need. So put the customer in place, in mind, and the motorcycle, the product in place and in mind. And the rest of things should fall in place, I think. It's my opinion. I want to know what you guys think about this. What do you think about the new CEO? What do you think about Yoken being gone and no longer being chairman of the board? And, what do you think, if you don't like the direction Harley Davidson's going, is the fix? What do they need? What will help this company, pick up sales and get back on track? And I know somebody's going to say cheaper motorcycles, but that may not be a reality. The fact is they have to make money or they're going to go out of business. So maybe they can find a way to make cheaper motorcycles to some degree, but they need other things as well. And if you go compare a new Street Glide to a new Honda Goldwing, there's not that much difference in price. None of them are cheap these days. Not when you look at, apples to apples. All right, we're going to go do some riding today. We're headed out to Topless Tuesday, if we can make it there on time, hit Devil's Tower, maybe do some Spearfish Canyon, just kind of doing some cruising around stuff today. Tomorrow, I think we're going to do the Wildlife Loop and maybe Hill City and Pactola Reservoir. And then Thursday, my good friend is getting married. That's part of why we're here this year, is I'm in the wedding party. I'm the best man, and so Thursday he's going to tie that. So there's not going to be probably a lot more Sturgis videos, because the next few days are all about doing stuff with my friends, but that's what Sturgis should be about. So y'all stay safe, keep on riding, and we'll see you in the next one.